Maria Cantwell went on Dylan Ratigan's show to talk about the financial derivatives regulation that's going through Congress right now. And she had some heavy words for Obama's Treasury Department. And she's absolutely right. And Dylan Ratigan is absolutely right. And he had another guest, Rob Johnson, who's one of the top experts in the country on this. And I'll tell you what, Ratigan's program is turning into the best program on financial news. I mean, financial regulation and what politicians in Congress are actually doing. And he's doing a great job with it. But mainly I want to show you this for Maria Cantwell kicking some ass. Let's watch.
Senator Cantwell, your thoughts on where we are so far in terms of getting all these crooked insurance policies into public?
Well, Dylan, the shenanigans just began here in Washington. That is to say that now what's moving through, at least on the House side, is a bill that supposedly has a new rule, but it has so many loopholes that the loophole actually eats the rule. That means that you could have as much as 50 to maybe 90% of these derivatives that we really do want to say that we have transparency and regulation are going to continue to have loopholes. A
couple of loopholes that I want to talk about. First, it says no government regulation, Senator Cantwell, of who must use the open exchange. In other words, the SEC nor none of the regulators get to decide who would use the exchange that's being debated, and the exchange is regulated by the clearinghouse, which is the bank. And the banks make more money when they don't use an exchange. The other issue, Senator Cantwell, foreign currency swaps are excluded, which means is gibberish to most people in America. But what you need to know is it encourages U.S. businesses to set up offshore because there's no regulation there. So the combination of the fact that the banks decide what goes to the exchange right now, and they make more money if it doesn't go to the exchange, and the fact that there's a loophole to trade everything you want offshore without any supervision, Senator Cantwell, it sounds like it actually may make it worse, not better right now.
I actually think, Dylan, that we have to consider the fact that, yes, current law with its loopholes might actually be better than these loopholes because they're just going to continue to promulgate the problem. And everybody in America is hurting except for Wall Street. And I don't think that Americans want to continue to allow them to have the same kind of, as you said, uninsured products out there on the market, continuing to wreak havoc while everybody else is paying the price. The Treasury Department should be ashamed of themselves. They have blessed this deal. They're going back on what the Obama administration originally put out as a white paper for how to close these loopholes. And so I hope they will take note of that. But as you just described, instead of having the CFTC really do its job and regulate these entities and protect the American consumer, they're basically saying just continue to do your own thing, continue to figure out how to manipulate this market by not having transparency. And we cannot, this is a $590 trillion international market, and we can't continue to have 50% of that market unregulated with the kinds of products out here that don't add up on paper.
The fix that Rob, myself, and others have talked about, Senator, is as follows. You must have that open exchange for all credit derivatives with rare exceptions, very rare exceptions, and certainly no exceptions where the bank gets to decide what goes to the exchange and what doesn't, and no exceptions where again, everything offshore is exempted. Is that fair, Rob?
That's fair.
So, again, an open exchange with rare exceptions, which we don't have, and the CFTC, which is the Commodities Regulation Commission, they should have the power to determine whether a contract or a rule endangers the financial system. That power was voted away from them yesterday, was it not, Senator Cantwell?
That's absolutely right. And so instead of saying a swap and a derivative is defined, basically they said here are all the exemptions, and all the end users, like equity firms, like hedge funds, like the big players, oh, by the way, you don't really have to play by the rules. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, this is a false victory for America.
Man, that's some strong language, man. I hope you understood exactly what they're getting at here. Basically, the bank lobby went in there and gutted the regulations. And in the end, what you had was worse than what we have currently, the one that came out of the House. And Barney Frank said he was going to make it stronger, but it is currently not stronger at all. Those loopholes make this whole thing a joke. Michael Hirsch had a great story in Newsweek about it, explained it in detail. Ratigan did a good job there, Cantwell did, of explaining it, which is that they just take it offshore, they take it off the books. The banks get to decide which, which transactions they're going to put on the exchange. Well, then they're going to take the ones that they're going to make a lot of money on and not put them on the exchange. Of course, right? It's an obvious shell game. And the reason I like what Maria Cantwell said, and I thought it was really strong, she's a Democratic senator from Washington, is that she said, look, the Treasury Department should be ashamed of themselves for blessing this. That's nice, strong language, man. And they're going after Geithner, and they should. And they're going after Obama's White House, and they should. This is a fraud on the American people. And Rob Johnson, who was also on that program, he's former chief economist of the U.S. Senate Banking Committee. He was with the IMF, I believe. And he said, quote, it's an act of commission. That's a very, very dangerous for the future of our financial system. So he's saying, look, they're not even bungling it by leaving it alone. They're purposely making it worse. I'm telling you, Geithner is a disaster at the Treasury Department. And thank God there's someone on television who recognizes that. And then apparently there are some senators in Congress who recognize that. So they should not pass this version of the bill. And they've got to make it significantly stronger, much, much stronger, because the derivatives is where they do the funny business, where they take all the risk without properly backing it up in cash, and then when it blows up, they go, oh, sorry, we ran out of money, give us more. Hell no, hell no. I'm on Maria Cantwell's side on this from now on. All right, and you know what? I see that spine that Grayson started to grow for the Democratic Party kind of getting passed around. You know, Anthony Weiner was actually there first, a congressman from New York, and then you see the Schumers and the Harkins and the Cantwells. I mean, shoot, we got about a quarter of a third of a spine now all of a sudden for the Democrats. That's encouraging. As Bush would say, we're making progress.
Have you seen all the TYT videos from today? Check out the Young Turks YouTube channel. Do it already.